It has been over a month since I posted on this channel. Actually, almost 2 months. And honestly, I didn't plan for that to happen. My last video was on April 20th. And at first, I felt really guilty about being away for that long. But the truth is that I've had to take a serious look at my life, my health, my stress level, and how much I can realistically keep doing. So I wanted to sit down today and give an actual update, not just a Mounjaro update, because there isn't really that much of a medication update. I wanted to give more of a whole life update. Physical health, mental health, all of it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Hey everyone, my name is Mary and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I started this channel to talk about my weight loss journey with GLP-1 medication and my diagnosis of diabetes. And this is the place where I can talk about all the things I don't necessarily want to talk about with family or on my AuthorTube section of the internet. So let's jump right into the life updates. Let's start with the Mounjaro. There's actually not a ton to report right now. I'm still following the plan that my doctor and I talked about when I was in my last video. Basically, at the time, they were keeping me on Mounjaro for a couple of months, and then I see the doctor in July, and we will discuss moving up to 12.5. I did do 1 month on an acid reducer, and I'll be honest with you guys, the side effects I was dealing with before are tremendously better. I still have some pretty severe nausea on day 2 and 3 of taking my shot, but the diarrhea and some of the more severe stomach upset has calmed down. So I don't know how much of that is the acid reducer that helps just calm my system down, or how much of that is the fact that I changed my injection site. I've been injecting into my arm, and I've actually noticed that I have less side effects injecting into my arm, which is totally opposite from what I had at the beginning when I injected in my arm. So I don't know if it's the acid reducer or the injection site change, but I'm doing much better. And I do think that I'm going to tackle 12.5 at my next doctor's visit. From a weight loss standpoint, I've lost about 10 pounds, so I'm down 10 pounds more. And other than that, it's just business as usual when it comes to the Mounjaro. I just keep day by day, I take my shot, my blood sugars are normal, and I'm losing weight. It's slower, but I'm losing weight. I obviously wish that the weight loss was a little faster and that I have been progressing a little bit more, but I'm still losing and I'm not gaining. So I consider that a small win, and I'm anxious to see what a move up to 12.5 will do in terms of speeding back up my weight loss. The bigger update is probably my mental health. Over the last couple of months, I realized that I was getting burnt out. Not just tired and not just overly busy, but completely mentally burned out. I was trying to work full-time, manage multiple creative endeavors, keep up with videos and podcasting and writing, health updates, social media, family obligations, and everything else. And eventually I had to admit that just because I can do a lot doesn't mean that I should do it all at once. That has been hard for me because I'm a person who tends to push through things. I'll convince myself I'm fine when I'm clearly not fine. And a big part of this weight loss journey has been realizing that taking care of myself doesn't just mean losing weight. It also means paying attention to stress, emotions, boundaries, both in work and in personal life, and whether or not I'm actually enjoying life or just surviving it. And if I have to be honest with you guys, I've spent a lot of time just surviving it. And that's one of the things I'm trying to find is, how do I learn to enjoy life with the parameters that I still have going? I have often talked about how my weight loss didn't happen in a vacuum. I grew up in a family that had poor eating habits, yes, but also I had polycystic ovarian syndrome. I have diabetes. I have a larger family in general. I went into menopause at the age of 35. There's a million reasons why I made it to the largest weight that I made it. But one of the things I think is harder to admit is that I spent a lot of years stuffing down my emotions with food. And I don't say that to shame myself or anyone else. I say that because I think a lot of us are in the same boat and you understand it. Sometimes weight loss isn't just learning what to eat. Sometimes it's learning how to feel things without immediately needing to numb them down, to distract them or bury them with food. And that's the part that I'm working on now. Something else I was really excited about that I did not share on this channel, but I did share with some of you guys privately, is that I was planning on going to the Obesity Action Coalition's conference in July that's down in Florida. I was lucky enough to have been chosen for a conference scholarship, which I am so grateful for and so blessed to have been chosen. But there has been a lot of unexpected medical expenses that have came my way. And with this particular scholarship, it is a pay and reimburse situation. And unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to have the money to get from Indiana to Florida. Even though they are reimbursing, I don't have the money to put down for that. So I think I am probably going to have to, unfortunately, not go. But I can't wait to hear all of the rest of you guys what kind of experiences you had, because last year I enjoyed seeing all of the videos and all the TikToks from those of you who went. It really seemed like it was a meaningful experience for most of you. So for those of you who I was looking forward to meeting in Florida, I probably won't be there in July unless something changes with my financial situation. So let's talk about the future of this channel, because this is a pretty short video, but it was important for me to pop in here and give you an update. Moving forward, this channel is going to look a little different. I'm not quitting and I'm not disappearing completely, but I am taking the pressure off of myself to post on a strict schedule. This channel will be updated when I have something to say. Sometimes that might be a Mounjaro update. Sometimes it might be something about weight loss. Sometimes it might be mental health. It might be just be life in your 40s, or just something interesting that I think is worth talking about. But I don't want to force content just to feed an algorithm. That's the part that got me overwhelmed in the first place. I'm not here to become famous, and I'm not really here to grow followers. I'm here to connect with other people who understand what I'm going through and can have a meaningful conversation about it. So instead of promising weekly videos on a certain schedule, I'm giving myself permission to show up here when I can show up honestly. And I hope you guys are okay with that, because I'm not ghosting you. I just don't think it's necessary for me to post videos that don't really have a meaning or don't really have a purpose. Those aren't useful to you, and they're certainly not useful to me. So I want to say thank you to everybody who reached out to me on my little brief, unexpected hiatus. I have met so many really awesome people, not only through this YouTube channel, but also through TikTok and through Substack. Those of you who are in this kind of GLP-1 weight loss community, obesity advocacy type of space are some of the most welcoming people that I have ever met in my whole entire life. I really value all of the information that I get from places like The Downsized, On the Pen, the Plus Sides podcast. All of those are such wonderful resources for those of us who are trying to navigate all of this conversation and all of the things that are constantly coming out from a medical perspective. That's why I found this space, but the people that are connected to those spaces, you guys are the reason that I stay. So that is my update. I'm still on Mounjaro. I'm still working on my health. I'm very slowly losing weight. And I'm just trying to do all of those things while working a full-time job, pursuing my creative passions without completely burning it all to the ground, which unfortunately was what I was doing before. So right now is a season of mental health work, working with a therapist and working through all of the many, many layers of emotions that make me who I am. And I want to hear from you guys. I've been gone for a while. How are you doing? How is life? Anything new going on in your world? Anything you're really, really proud of? I want to hear about it. Leave a comment below, and I hope you all have a fabulous week. Bye, guys.